If your focus is building muscle, then you should be aware of the importance nutrition plays in that process. Slaving away for hours in the gym in the most grueling, high volume and heavy training programs is only half of the equation. If your nutrition isn't set up properly, you're going to miss out on achieving your goals. Building muscle takes comparatively much longer time periods to achieve a result in comparison to losing body fat. The mechanisms that are involved are arguably more complex. Imagine slaving away at a systematic program for 6 months to then test your lean muscle mass scores again and find out that nothing's actually changed. Don't be that person. Get it right at the start, train hard, train smart. There are some simple things you need to take into consideration when embarking on your program, and hopefully these 3 tips will help you achieve success. Number 1. Excess calories. This is the most important element to consider. Muscle doesn't magically appear out of thin air. It's built from amino acid chains, and without going into the really complicated chemistry around acute and chronic hypertrophy, you have to understand that to be bigger, you need an excess of energy measured going in terms of the calories that you eat. Your body will then turn these using the fuel that's contained within them, and the fundamental components will use them to grow. On the flip side, a note to mention is that your body can only deposit a certain amount of muscle at a certain rate, so anything excess of that will be easily stored as fat. So there's a sweet spot you need to hit, which is around 500 calories above what you'd use in any day in training. Any less than that and you won't have anything spare to build. Anything above this and you'll run into the risk of putting on excess fat, so just take your time to get it right. Number 2, calorie composition. Less but still important is the composition of the foods you eat. This is measured in protein, carbs and fats. To build, there are different chains of thought, but it gets quite confusing. But for beginners, we say sticking to a balanced diet, slightly in favour of protein, is a great place to start. Number 3, timing. This is again less important than the other 2 above, but still worth noting. Making sure that you have carbohydrates during a training session is pretty helpful, as that helps to raise your insulin levels and switch on the growth process. To take away from this, the most important thing is to have an organised plan that you can refer back to on a regular basis. Measure where you are now, put a program together, execute it, and come back and test at regular intervals. That way you can see what is working and what isn't working. If you measure it, you can manage it. Always remember that health and performance are made up of interconnected elements that must be taken into consideration. Please like, share and leave a comment below if you found this video helpful. We always try and answer as many of your questions as possible. Also visit aminowater.co or follow the link in description if you're interested in upgrading your performance and health with us.